Hello, this is Seth with Blend Precisely, and we're excited to show you some new GCMS features today.
Hi, everyone. So, yeah, welcome as well. And I think we are perfectly live. I think everybody can hear us.
I feel perfectly alive, thank you.
Oh, thank you for being alive because I need you. I couldn't do that GCMS stuff without you at all. So thanks for being here.
Can I start
So,
showing them now?
yeah. So I wanted to just touch base one more time before we share screen. We are going in phases. We are currently in phase 1, and we received hello again, Sylvia. We received many requests over the past year on what to add and what not what not to add, but what to add in regards to LabAroma that closed, I believe, December of 2023. And I know that for aromatherapists, one of the most important things is the playground of GCMS reports and constituents and families and calculations and all of the good stuff. So Seth and I decided to go in phases because it's a ton of work to create something like this. And the phase 1 will cover 3 things right now. One is that you can upload your GCMS reports and they will show automatically your constituents. And then once you have reviewed your constituents, you can say, looks good and great, and or make adjustments because they are actually being pre-populated for you. You don't need to type anything in. The second part of phase 1 is that you can have all of your reports on one side, and you will be able to go into each of the reports and look at therapeutic properties, constituents, families, and whatnot else. So the comparison of GCMS reports apparently was very important as well. And Seth is working on that one still. And then the third one was when you have multiple oils in one stock blend and you want to see all of these different families, constituents, and so on calculated out, right? That's did I summarize those 3?
Yeah, the aggregated. So, like if you have 3 essential oils, and they have similar or the same constituents, you want to just have a list of how much of each constituent is in for the whole recipe.
Hi, Roxandra. Yeah, so those 3 things will come first. Now, if you see or have any feedback, and obviously people are excited about it, so we get every day right now emails about, oh, could you do this and that? We can do everything. The thing is, there's only one Seth, and there's also only so many hours in a day. And as you know, we love Blend Precisely. We love you guys. We love everything what aromatherapists do. But there's always a little bit of a limit as well when it comes to, when you think about it, like every feature or implementation costs around $2,000 to $5,000 if it goes well, and it can go all the way up in price. So when you submit wishes, always keep a little bit in mind, like not that that what is involved, because that's what we know, but also really on the importance scale. How important is it to get this one in versus this one? So that's why we often put like a questionnaire out, like what is important? And then we look at all these answers. And if an answer comes back multiple times, then we make the decision, it looks like this one. So that was, for example, get GCMS reports into Blend Precisely. That was very loud and clear. The comparison was very loud and clear. And also that you can see a stock blend or the aggregated one feature, that was also very clear. And everything else can come after that. Now, Seth, I think we are still having everything in our local host, meaning it's not live. It's still in the testing and development phase, but we wanted to at least let you come in and see already how far we have gotten. And we will do that on a weekly basis now. So you're always more or less up to date what's happening in Seth's world.
All right. So I wanted to definitely say I don't want to dissuade people from expressing their wishes.
No, not
So,
at all. No, not at all. But I do want to, when we say, well, I didn't add that, but when we say no, not right now, or we will be putting it onto a back burner or onto the roadmap, that doesn't mean we're not going to do it. It only means in terms of priority and time involved, we need to make those type of decisions depending how high of the priority list it is. So no, we don't want, always let us know what you want. We can always say no, right?
yeah.
All right, well, shoot away.
Okay. All right. Well, let me
And
present.
so one more thing, just in terms of when you look at things right now, they're often very much still in the raw. How do you say in the raw? It's very
Just
raw still.
Hmm?
Yeah, most of the things are still very raw until they come out to you. They go through many levels of reiteration in terms of colors and beautification, everything. So you're really going into Seth's world right now. So keep that in mind.
Welcome to my world.
No, you don't want to go there.
All right. Well, let me show you what I got.
Yeah.
All right.
So what are we seeing today? What are we going to look at today?
Just a couple of screens. Entire screen. Here we go. Getting faster and better. I can talk and think at the same time.
Is that so?
I'm trying. Okay, let's go to the usual home screen. And
let me just do this maybe so everybody can see the full screen.
All right. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Are you ready?
I don't know if I am. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just demo it directly here.
So we are
and
here in the
kale.
inventory page right now, right?
Right. We're over in inventory, right? Let's find something a little more meaningful, like I don't know.
Can you just go categories and do essential oils for now?
Oh, that sounds a smart thing to do. Essential oil.
And feel free to ask questions as well. So
Okay, so let's go over to the GCMS for bergamot. Bergamo. How do you say that anyway?
I say bergamot.
Okay,
but I'm
bergamot.
German.
All right.
And then you go and do what?
Okay, so I'm selecting a PDF file to upload. I have no idea which one of these is bergamot, but I'm just going to pick one.
So maybe this one is Oshadi, right?
Yeah. So 1472, here's a good one. Actually, I'm going to pick just an arbitrary one.
So Oshadis have been...
Yeah, Oshadi's been problematic. They do a lot of funky things with images in PDF files, and they're sort of my worst case PDF to work with, particularly
Not
with
the oils, but the PDFs.
just the PDFs. Yes, no, sorry, but yeah, the PDFs are a challenge. So my favorite thus far is, oh wow, look at all this fun stuff. Okay, so what happened here?
Just go to the second page and actually show the file there.
Yeah. Okay. So looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Which oil is it actually?
This is Eucalyptus McCarthyrdley, or whatever that is.
They do.
No.
I mean, you do need to leave. Oshadi has incredible oils and many, many, many oils.
Okay. So this tells me it was able to get 16 of the oils, and it didn't. I don't think it got one, but let's just compare. So alpha pinene 8.634. You got that one. Beta pinene 0.222. Great.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's very accurate.
13.97. Can you go to geraniol acetate? There it is as well with 13.979.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just uploaded it. It went through all of your technical stuff in the background, whatever you built there. And it took like what, maybe 30 seconds to read the entire document and bring back all of the quantity and information.
Yeah, so part of what it's doing is we've already uploaded this chemical constituent before, and it's in our database. I don't have to go out and look for it. There's logic in here that says, oh, this is a new one, maybe something like beta udesmol or something that we've never seen before. And what it will do is it will go off to PubChem. If you do not know about PubChem, if you're an aromatherapist, you probably should, because they have all sorts of tasty goodness in PubChem, and you can search for just about anything. Like, what was that?
I don't know anymore. It was a complicated name.
Ujasamol.
Gamma udesmol.
Yeah, that's a weird one, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
So
do you see it on the list?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's right there.
Yeah,
You're hovering there.
All right, so I'm just going to take that out and type that in here. And you'll have more than enough details and scientific literature and to play with for a month of Sundays.
Oh gosh.
That's a lot of Sundays.
You know what Roxandra just said? That's funny. I just added that one to my list the other day. That oil.
Really?
That is really funny, Roxandra, because I've not heard of that eucalyptus one at all. That is funny.
Right.
So can you tell me what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that I'm pointing out here is oftentimes it's difficult to get the CAS number. So there's logic in the code to say, go find the CAS number. And one of the places that looks is, if it's not in our database already, is to go onto PubChem. And if you didn't know and you have need for that CAS number, you can generally find it in here.
So can I just, in order to maybe stop confusion in case people are asking that, so it's not that they need to PubChem, it's not that they need to find the CAS number, it's that your system is doing that automatically. You're just showing that to double check or show basically that it's pulling the information directly from there.
Right. So we have a wide variety of exactness that is demanded of Blend Precisely. Some people they're scientists and they want to know exactly how much of something is and the CAS number, and they want to be able to go look it up and actually find research on that particular substance. Right. And at the other end of the spectrum is like, I don't even know what a CAS number is. I don't care. I just want to know how much stuff it is and show me a graph.
Okay.
So that's kind of what it is.
Okay, so can I ask you a question now? If I find a composition or a percentage not being correct, it looks like from my first view, like everything looks correct. There's nothing I need to retype. But if there would be something like 1.8 cineol is in there with 55.047% and came out, but can I add it in here?
Yes. In fact, I'm having to, let me see if I can make this a little bit better. I've blown up my screen. No, not that one. At any rate, on a good day when I have this formatted properly, you don't need to scroll around. It'll just show these controls. So the cineol, for example, you can edit the row and say, oh, I didn't want, this should have been an 8 instead of a 7.
Okay.
So, and you click a check mark and it failed to update it. Oh, okay. Well, this is a demo project.
That's fine.
So,
but then theoretically it would update it and then it's correct. But in general, so from all of your testing, how much did you find was pretty much accurate now?
It's Very accurate. My goal in this is to minimize the time it takes for you to do this. From what I could see on YouTube videos of LabAroma, and it's very time consuming to type in each thing and
Oh
get it
gosh,
right.
yeah.
So this is lowering the bar to just getting on with what you're trying to do, and you can see the everything you need to know about the constituents at a glance. And you can also add a constituent. You don't need that button up there. I'm not sure. I thought that I got rid of that, but no. So you can add an entire row yourself and just say Seth did it
Again.
again. 0.897, and
Okay.
you
And then
can,
normally it should update.
yeah. So I don't want to force people to put in a CAS number, and that's a bug in the current system, but just for demo purposes, -45-2.
So I just
Wow,
wanted to point
mhm.
out CAS numbers are also important if you're using the skincare information. That's all working there with CAS numbers, especially if you want to find allergens and everything. So this is going to come in really handy. Is that correct?
Hey, got one. All right. Sorry, say again. I got distracted in my own little world here. Did you
Okay,
see?
guys, that
Seth did it.
happens all the
Seth, Seth,
time.
Seth did it. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, this is great, but he does that all the time. He's nodding actually, and I'm like, okay, he got it, and he's like, oh, what? Sorry, say it again. So the times I
You,
have to repeat myself is really funny per day.
you don't need to tell them everything.
Well, now they know. But
All
anyway,
right.
so basically, I can take my GCMS reports, then upload them. They will be actually everything is going to be pre-populated immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I can make changes, I can add if I need to, but most likely I even don't need to because it looks like everything is there. I can also
And
delete if it came up with Seth did it, I could delete it again. And then that's it. So for me, this is my very first step as an aromatherapist to upload my own GCMS reports because I don't want to work with like arbitrary GCMS reports.
yeah, and that's what we see with some other people trying to do what we're doing. They have a um, generic values. And I was surprised. I'm not an aromatherapist, but I was very surprised how many people were very upset or very particular about just having values that were not correct.
Not generic or so. Well, yeah, no, I don't know, maybe Sylvia, Roxandra, when you work with your own ones and you look at all these different batches, they all have different numbers. So I want to work with my numbers and not some generic numbers, especially if I do client consultations. It plays a big role, in terms of therapeutic usage and properties then as well, like where I can put my oil in, especially if we do synergy blends and stock blends. So yes, that's important. I mean, for me, when I create them, maybe we can get some feedback there as well. But yeah,
Okay.
for me, I want to work with my GCMS reports and not generic ones.
Okay. So that's the input part of this. We
So
are.
this one would be number one, basically. Okay, so this number one is basically upload your GCMS reports, get your numbers in there, and then you can start working with them. And that's the part we come into now a little bit, that we start now going into. It looks like very raw still. It's not. That's the next part where you actually can start now working with your own GCMS reports. So that is the page you call right now what?
We're just calling this the playground
Oh, I like,
because we
yeah.
couldn't come up with a better name. I'm open to names if you can come up with something that's more
Well,
meaningful.
that's I always mention is like, I want to just have a playground where I can just work with my GCMS reports and put things together and see them next side by side and whatnot else. So
Right.
Yeah, we are super open to names, but I called it right now. No, you called it. No, I did playground, and you
You
had it
did it.
reports before.
You
Yeah,
totally did it. Yeah.
yeah, my aroma playground.
So you can just, without going into this thing, there's right now it doesn't do anything, but once you click on this, I'm working on something that you used to see in the LabAroma, where it gives a complete breakdown and of therapy, it gives you the therapeutic properties and all the information you want to know about a particular essential oil. So, but without going into all that, you can already see just by mousing over how much of um, each constituent is in there.
Can I just take a step back? So the page you're looking at is obviously not done yet, but once you go and have your GCMS reports and they are uploaded, each of these little cards represent an essential oil and its GCMS report, right?
Right.
So
Yeah. So obviously there's going to be things that you don't have GCMS reports for, and you won't get, you'll just won't see the constituent information, but you'll see everything else about the essential oil.
okay, so the next step would be that I can click or I can check mark these essential oils then and say, okay, take for example, I don't know, I can hardly read it from here, but
Oh, yeah.
benzoin, bergamot, and carrot seed. It's fine. Just take those three oils and then compare them. And then it opens up a new window basically where I will be able to compare them. But also I can go into an individual essential oil and see everything around that essential oils, like botanical families. I will also see more pie charts then. I'm still working more on the design of the flowers, but basically the flower petals will represent the constituents in there. So they will all vary. But inside of it, we will then see something like everything you have seen actually also in LabAroma, right? So can you speak a
Yeah.
little bit on the inside if we were to go in now and it would be working?
Yeah. So currently, for example, if you have let me just pull up a recipe here. Acne spot treatment. Maybe that would work.
That doesn't have essential. Oh, maybe no. This one does.
It does.
Yeah.
So we've hidden for long enough the details of this. You can see in more statistics some details like this, and print it, and we can do this print standard, which gives you some more details. But we definitely don't have the full enchilada, and we're gunning for that. So over in the reports, excuse me. Let's see, I need to zoom back in. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so once you're in the playground and you click on that, you're going to be getting a much more developed layout. I really like the way that LabAroma did their layout. There is a lot of information to be presented. It's a bit of a trick design-wise just to present it in a way that's not confusing or overwhelming. But having a consistent structure, like here's where the therapeutic properties are, and here's where the core product information is, like density and whatnot, are, then your eye will get accustomed to it. So one of the things I need to add in here to make your life easier is a way to search, sort, and filter, which will allow you to find what you're looking for. Like if I were to say search for lavender or a constituent name or anything like that, you'll be able to find all of the essential oils that have that, and then do with them what you will. So that's as far as it has gotten so far. And I'm making good progress. So I would give you a time, but I fear for my life because my wife would kill me if I gave you a specific time. But
yeah, so I don't want him to have sleepless nights anymore, and he had many of those ones. So his health has become a priority. So he loves to promise and do many nightless, sleepless nights, and I don't want that anymore. So that's why we are actually not giving a time on the timeline fully. But what we do know is that it's happening within the first month or two. Nice licking there.
oh, sorry,
Did you just
there was
clean your?
something on my screen.
Yeah, so we will not be this is taking really fast progress because we have a lot of things already lined up how things will be looking like, but we obviously Seth is always encountering something in the back end that is unpredictable. So the GCMS, that it's working with the upload, that the constituents come up and that you don't need to enter them, is like, it looks like 95% working already, except that it didn't accept the little changes. So it's almost there. And this part will take another few days, and then the comparison and so on. So we are hopeful for end of this month, but maybe mid of next month at the very latest. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But you will have a full functioning GCMS reports, uploading, comparison, details of advanced filters, and also stock blend breakdown in this entire field, where you can combine your oils, you can compare them, and you can upload your own GCMS reports.
Yep. So we're just to add on to that a little bit. The place where you create recipes will also have access to that. You'll be able to add recipes from the playground to a recipe. You can specify the recipe, and which is kind of the whole point of having a detailed view of the recipe. You want to choose something that will end up in a recipe to help someone somewhere.
So you mean when you select the different oils and then you can say add them to my recipe?
Right. You need some way to say, yeah, I'll be like on the my
Formulation.
formulations page. We have these cards with a little box on them. If it comes up any day
Is that
soon.
your local host?
It goes much slower than on production. But you see these little check boxes, and once you have the checkbox, you can do something with it. It'll be a similar process for the
Okay.
playground.
All right.
And then, but the destination of a search through all these things is, I'm sure for the people in school still, it will be more educational. But for the people that are actually making products, they'll be able to add these to this product or create a new product from it.
Yeah. All right. Just quickly if I don't have the CAS number, can I just put 000? Is that going to be the case, or is it just going to leave it empty?
You'll be able to leave it empty. It's like I say, there's a very wide diversity of skills and concerns about the CAS number. I went down a very big rabbit hole on CAS numbers and how to get them and how meaningful they are and accurate and all of that, especially for the cosmetic folks in the skincare product. But for a lot of people, it just doesn't matter, and I don't want to be standing in your way by making you enter something that you don't value. So it's optional.
All right. Alexandra, I like to use the GCMS reports from the manufacturer. Sometimes I compare to a generic one to see if it is within the parameters that we can expect for specific oils. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, before I buy, I often look just at generic GCMS reports to just see if I want to have the oil and buy it before I buy it. But once I have it, I would love to have it in my system. I agree. Love that pedal. Yeah, so what I found out is that I really wanted to have 9 petals, so it's going to be represented by the top 9 constituents always in, but then if you go inside of the essential oil itself, you will obviously see everything.
Yep, exactly.
I
Yeah,
like this. It reminds me. Oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just going through the comments. I like this. It reminds me a bit of the illustrations in one of my German books. Oh, that's cute.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit less bonbon color still, but we are always a little bit in conflict there.
Are you going to tell them another inside secret?
No, I stop right there. But you wanted to say something. You were just pointing at benzoin, so yes.
Oh yeah, I was just going to make the point, like just following on what you were saying, becomes meaningless visually to put in more than 9. You're probably going to be concerned about, like, what's that giant is in bergamot? What is the highest one? That's kind of obvious and sticking out there. So it's, bergamot is roughly 55% cineol. Not sure what that means.
Uploaded, I'm pretty sure if you uploaded the right GCMS for bergamot, I know you're going.
Oh, like, yes, that's a very good point.
That so is not necessarily matching up the right oil name.
Oh yeah, that's correct. I'm very sorry. That would be a very good point. Everything is not necessarily matched with the correct place here.
Yeah. So for testing purposes, he just goes wildly in there and uploads GCMS reports.
Woo!
Yeah. So geneticing, I'm a student, so the learning aspect is very important. Yes, for me. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I think this is going to be very beautiful, especially once you go in. I wanted to actually find something that I created. Can you maybe stop sharing for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was hoping, and it's not fully there, but let me see if I can find it back. And then I can peppermint. I always created my own data sheets at one point, and I can show you those ones. And I want to pretty much have like ready data sheets at one point in there for us, so you can have your own logo, and then you can just print those data sheets as well. And that is my next wish then for Seth. But basically, that we have the possibility to create, this one is my peppermint one, that it then comes up as peppermint, and then with the chemical families, botanical extraction methods, safety information, and then also the therapeutic and emotional applications, and then this one. So I was thinking for everybody that is, for example, creating classes around essential oils, it would be really cool and helpful to have some kind of data sheets like this, where your logo shows up and your colors will show up, and you could use something like that then. So that's a little bit down the road, but these type of information will come up then as soon as you click within each of the oils. Obviously, all the information you need. Different structure probably, but I just wanted to show you. This is how I worked way back then when I did my classes at Petal and Stem years ago. So I really love this type of data sheet. It shows this one, maybe a few more of the, how do you say, the pie charts or any kind of charts, and it gives you all the information about that specific one. And then just imagine you have a class, you can add it as a PDF, and they have something to download as well. So yeah, so something like this would be amazing, I think, to add to Blend Precisely as well.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for being patient. We've been hearing your requests for about a year now. Please get the GCMS stuff in there. And we've just been bogged down in building other things. So we're almost there, and you'll have it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I love that data sheet, right? Yeah, I think it's based on a newspaper article. So that's how I put it together, basically, and it has a little bit of a different form and feeling to it than these traditional just blank data sheets. But anyway, we get there as well in our AI Grim Society. Once we build lessons, we can also look at these ones then. Okay. All right, everyone, thank you so much for spending time with us again. I know some of you have been on the call before. And now here, we are always endlessly grateful for every single one of you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thank you, Seth. And talk to you next week then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.